Well, I was just going to set it up. So like some sort of creative process that someone could take home and just like apply, maybe a part of your workflow that you found really helpful, as far as like getting creative juices flowing, and like something that someone can take and just like just start going with it.
Yo, play other people's music, play music that gets you in a good mood. Those are good techniques for me. Relax, have a visual. If you can in your studio have like a monitor or TV setup, and just put like something visual on silent, just mute the TV, have something visual playing in the background while you work. I have synesthesia.
Interesting.
So visuals help me actually when I'm working. It's like you know, sounds have colors. Like I associate, like I see colors when I hear certain sounds. Like I associate sounds with colors. So certain things sound blue, certain things sound red. So the visual thing really helps me. I would say also use references, man. Do not be scared to use references. Like, it doesn't mean you have to completely jack someone else's song or like do the song exactly like them. But yo, use references. I think that's an important part of my music making process. I mean, I think people would be somewhat confused by my references. Like, my references are like a lot of punk and like metal, like you know, 60s and 70s Gambian protest music, and like R&B, a lot of like 90s cheesy 90s R&B songs, like, or
yeah, man, I
listen to boy bands, old boy band music, and like I'll use a Backstreet Boys song as a reference for something I want to do when you may not hear it or see it, but I'm like using this part that I like, or you know, revamping this. So I'd say remixing, and one of my visual art teachers taught me this when I was a kid. She saw me like I had a stack of single sheets of paper, and I was drawing, and it was like crumbling, throwing away, and draw, and I get like one line out, and I don't like that line. And she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm not getting it done the way it's not looking the way." She was like, "Finish the picture." She goes, "Finish the picture. You're an artist. Anything you can do once, you can do it again. But you are not gonna realize what you have until the picture's finished." So I think a lot of times people will give up on tracks too soon. There is a point at which you don't obsess. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't obsess, and you gotta let it go and just be satisfied with where you're at. But a lot of times it's like, yo, just let it sit. Like, you can move on to something else, but let it sit for a month or two or a couple days and then go back to it. But finish the picture before you toss it out. That's like, I think, was a big source of stress for me. I used to throw out so much music all the time. So I'm like, it's not getting right. And I can't get the lyrics right. And I'm just throwing stuff out. And it's like, man, just take a break from it. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Taking breaks and doing nothing. That is my biggest technique, baby. I sit back and watch movies, Jack. I watched the whole Rocky Balboa series this past weekend, son. They had the whole joint on HBO. My man's Apollo Creed. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got Mr. T in there. I was just in there watching that, man, just getting inspired, dog. Like, yo, doing nothing is a big part of my process.
Yeah, bro. And it's hard to do. It's almost, it's a practice, man, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying and it's all on you, like we were talking about earlier. Just to sit back, I get this, like, these I call them like micro panic attacks, like where they'll just hit me, and then I'll just be like, okay, I'm good, and then like, but like on the weekends, especially when it's like, you should be free to do whatever you got to do. Yeah. And I can't just sit still. It's like, okay, I got to do this. I got to make dinner. I got to do something with my hands. It's all on me. It's not happening unless I do. And it's like, just to rest.
Yes.
For a day is like, it is a
even God
practice.
rested, man. God rested on the 7th, baby. That's like,
right.
Like, yeah, you gotta chill sometimes. Those are things that like, those are the things that like help me. Now, if we're talking about techniques, you know, there's a lot of ways to sample chop. There's a lot of ways to come up with like melody lines and bass lines and stuff like that. What benefits me most and kind of always has is like, I used to buy these like DVDs when like DVDs were a thing, and they would have like different interviews with like big rap producers, and in every interview you would get to see them in the studio making a beat. So I would buy like one had Just Blaze on it, one had Kanye on it, and this is like young them. So I would say like all of that stuff is on YouTube now. Just watch producers in the studio. If production is your thing or music making is your thing, you should every artist. I was watching a video of Bruno Mars making an early version of 24 Karat Magic the other day. Just like feeling out the chords that and figuring out the like bass line. And it was just like, whoa. It's like, it's a video from a couple years before the song dropped. And he didn't even have lyrics, I don't think, yet. So it was like, yo, just watch other people's process and build your own based on that. Like, I think, I think observation is super important for me, at least. You know, I think like
every artist,
you have more of a music, like you can read and write music. I can't. So I kind of, observation is super important for me. So